Here in the newsroom right now, Bill, with so many people in West Michigan looking for work right now, knowing how to nail that job interview is more critical than ever, and that is the focus of Your Money, Your Questions tonight. We are getting answers from Ann Byers once again. She teaches communications at GVSU and GRCC. Thanks for joining us once again. So, we are talking about what job seekers need to keep in mind. Let's listen in.
Job interviewing, what kinds of questions should I be asking the company, and what kinds of questions are they going to ask me?
And that is the big one right there. Let's start with what job seekers need to be ready to answer. Let's start with the basic. Why should we hire you for this position?
The reason this question was developed is to separate the leader of the pack.
Okay.
So you should have gone through the job description and the job ad as much as you can and make a list of your attributes and how you would be better at that position than someone else.
This is your opportunity to sell yourself.
Right. So you need specific attributes that would make you better in this position than another.
What about when you're asked this question? Tell me about a time when.
This is in the new category called the behavioral interview, and it's based on the psychological aspect of our past behaviors are the best determinant of our future behaviors. So you need to have 10 specific scenarios. You should start making a list right now of things you've accomplished at work. You have succeeded. You have gone above and beyond the call of duty. You had faced adversity. And then you can share those specifically when they ask, because that's what they want to hear about is not a theoretical, when have you actually done it?
Okay. Also, this one, what if someone says, what is your most significant achievement? That's different than the one before it. Yeah.
They want to know about what have you accomplished, and this is from a professional perspective. A lot of times we'll get people talking about personal accomplishments, and that's great, but they want to hear numbers, statistics, awards, etc. And they also want to know what you're most proud of so that they can sort of gauge where your head is.
Mm-hmm. So to learn more about the person, too.
Correct.
Okay. And thank you. We have a whole list of questions that you should be ready to answer, and we have a lot more interview tips at woodtv.com. All you have to do is look for the Your Money tab at the top of our homepage. Also critical, this is the second half of what we want to talk about, questions that you should ask the company. Ann will be with us a little bit later in the show, and we'll talk more about that.
Back to Your Money, Your Questions. Tips now on job interviewing. Sue Shaw back in the newsroom with more.
Well, Brian, communications professor Ann Byers back with us live here in the newsroom responding to your questions on how to get ready for that job interview. We talked a little bit earlier about what to be ready for. Now, here's an email question from Mary in Kalamazoo. It goes like this. What do you say when an employer asks why you've had so many jobs within a certain time frame? Mary says she's had 6 jobs within the last 17 years. Is there a way you would suggest telling an employer that you were laid off, downsized so many times, or why you've gone through so many jobs?
If it was due to the economy and it was a financial downsizing, they will obviously understand this given our current situation. But there's a couple of other things that could be going on here. If you were let go or fired, you definitely don't want to assess blame. You don't ever want to talk bad about a former employee. You want to take responsibility for what happened and be very honest about it and explain how you have learned and thus changed.
I see. Okay. So also you have some suggestions for questions that we need to be asking potential employers. Earlier we talked about questions to be ready for. These are the ones that other people should be asking. The first one, what qualities are you looking for in an employee for this position?
As they list the qualities, you write those down. You take notes.
Okay.
When they're done, ask them if you could address those qualities and look down and talk about how you possess specifically each of those qualities so they can start to really see a fit there.
Okay, so you ask and then you answer how you're ready for those qualities.
Yes.
Okay. How is success measured in this position? Now, why would that be critical for someone to ask that of the employer?
It shows you want to succeed.
Okay.
And it shows that you're willing to do what it takes to succeed. And that it also gives them an idea of how to recognize you once you have succeeded. But it shows that you really have that ambition and that you want to know what the measuring stick is. Okay. So it's a carrot in front of you.
Okay, one more question you said we should ask is, who does this position report to? Will I have an opportunity to meet with them, if not that person? Then?
And it's very important that you do. You just want to not only impress your potential boss,
Right.
But you also want to assess where they're coming from. What is their management philosophy? And decide that that works with you. Obviously, you want to do your best. And so get to know that boss and make sure that you have the highest level of compatibility.
Okay, Ann, thank you so much. By the way, Ann provided dozens more tips and things for us to remember out there. You'll find them at woodtv.com. All you have to do is click on the Money tab at the top of the home page. Also, if you have a job or money question that you want us to address, all you have to do is send an email to yourmoney@woodtv.com. Ann Byers, thanks for joining us once again. Brian.